everyone, and welcome. I want to thank everyone for coming down and taking time out of your weekend to come celebrate with us and support us as we end this chapter of our lives and start a new one. These last 4 years of high school were not easy, but we managed to get through it, and I know we can get through whatever comes next for us. Whether we go to college or get a job, or whatever our future holds, we are very glad and thankful that so many of you have come out to enjoy these last few minutes with us and see the accomplishments we have made over the last few years. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for this day, and thank you that we got this far. And be with us as we continue our journey through life. Amen.
Well, senior class, we made it to graduation. We've been through so much as a class, and even though we've had our fair shares of ups and downs, from losing classmates to gaining some, we finally are moments away from getting our diplomas. These past 4 years are a far cry from being easy. We've been pushed, but we made it. We as a class have grown from just being the 6 of us to being 11 of us. Yes, we may have lost people, but we've also gained some pretty amazing people too. As a freshman party of 6, we have always been there for each other. We have looked out for each other and helped each other succeed. From the beginning, we were involved in every aspect of the school, whether it's from athletics, Peep Haley and her broken knees, to the music programs, from Caleb on the drums, to Paulette, Anna, and Isaac on the violin, to Emily on the bass. We as a class are a hardworking class, whether it's from fundraising for a class, to help shovel and rake leaves for the teachers, to going and helping people move out of their homes, to going to fence someone's goat farm, Peep the goat that actually screamed at Sabrina and I. And though we had COVID shut us down and make us Zoom into classes, we still have looked out for each other through it all. Our class is like a family, all brothers and sisters. And well, like many siblings do, we have arguments. And through those arguments, we pulled through and became one strong class. Now that we look back on all 4 years of high school, time for those random memory pops. Let's begin what's fresh, senior year, English class. From the time we were trying to go a whole week without being negative, P.S. we made it, and yet Miss Adams still forgot our donuts until Friday. To the marker fights, to trying not to get sick while watching Wiley bounce dramatically on the yoga balls. We as a class have had so many good laughs, from in Bible when Caleb made the more the merrier joke, to freshman year where the 6 freshmen making the toilet video, to having 5 different class sponsors, to winning the boat race at camp, to winning the 4-square volleyball against all the other grades. But we have also had some challenges, from saying goodbye to classmates who didn't come back, to saying goodbye to Mr. Way. We as a class have pushed through so much, and every challenge we've been through has made our class stronger in the end. As we bring our last few hours of high school to a close, we can look back and see what we have all accomplished. We can see all the memories we have made together, from all the laughs in English class to all the tears at the end of the year handshake. But this is where the real world begins. The moment we walk through those doors with all of our things and our diplomas, we enter the real world. And well, as our parents tell us, it's not going to be easy from here on out. We as a class of 2022 have put so much effort through these past years to get to this spot. So why stop now? So class of 2022, I now have a challenge for you. I challenge you for when you look back on these 4 years of high school, don't look at the bad things or how you could have done this and that better. Look at all the positive and memorable things. So, do you accept this challenge?
Good morning, all. I'd like to thank you, as Skylar did and as Allison did, for taking your time out of your schedule to come and celebrate with us. This morning, I would like to recognize all of the faculty and staff at the Academy who have been instrumental in the students' lives. They have served as faculty homes, as parents. The deans have spent countless hours working with individual students. And so at this time, could the faculty and staff please rise? Thank you, staff, for all of the hours that you have put in. And we do have to sadly announce that Mr. and Mrs. Gibson are moving on to other things, but we appreciate all of our staff for all that they've done over the years, and we think this is a great place to work. Thank you for supporting us.
I would love to introduce our speakers for tonight, this morning. Mr. and Mrs. P. They have been some of the most important people in my life, especially while being at DAA. Miss Tracy always treating me with many things, such as pizza, and Mr. Peterson teaching me everything he knows. Now I'm proud to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Peterson.
We need 2 mics, he's too tall. All right, you guys, this is it. This is the final ceremony. You get your diplomas, we're almost done. I can't read that far. So Mr. P and I are very honored that you guys asked us to speak for your graduation. For the commencement ceremony. This is the first. I feel like a big cheese. Do you feel like a big cheese?
Legit.
It's legit, yes. Your family and friends are here to celebrate your success, and so are we. So this morning, we're going to dive into something special with all you all.
Is it my turn? Oh.
This is a bucket of keys.
That's right. Okay, it's my turn. One cold day, when student workers and I were tidying up the shop between classes, a short but wise person suggested to me, she shall remain unnamed, that the bucket of keys was not needed and that I should dispose of them. We had a lengthy banter. I think there was another individual that was there as well. We had a lengthy banter which resulted in the desire to make this bucket of keys an object of a worship thought. And here we are at the commencement service of She Who Remains Unnamed. Why do we save keys?
Who in their right mind saves a bucket of keys?
For those in their right mind who saves keys or key fobs, who has a collection of keys?
Anybody?
How many of you all have keys on you right now? Like everybody?
Yeah.
Of the keys on your key ring, how many of them are important? Do they go to, mostly? Do they go to your house, your car, your post office box, maybe, if we have one? A safe? What do they symbolize? Security? How secure do they make you feel? Do they give you confidence? Does a key make you feel stronger, wealthier? Cause you to have the ability to protect people or possessions that are important to you? Does anyone have keys that have no physical purpose anymore? They just remind you of something or somewhere? Do they represent something very personal to you?
So this bucket of keys can represent a lot of different things. It can represent people. You know, you pull out a key and, oh yeah, this giant pin, it represents, oh, that belonged to my aunt. Anyway, the keys can represent, keys I should say, not these keys, can represent God. It can represent opening doors. You need them to open doors. You need them to close doors. There are lost keys. There are found keys. There are master keys. I have one story that stands out in my life about keys. It's when I was young. I was young. And it involves my siblings and my cousins. And I think I just made a few people nervous, which is really good. So growing up, we would spend a lot of time at my grandparents' house, my dad's parents, and they lived on an old farmstead. I say old farmstead because this is the type of farmstead where we still use an outhouse. There was plumbing in the house. Well, no, there was water in the house. But if you wanted hot water, you went to the milking parlor. Okay. So that's a little bit of backstory about our farm life at Grandma and Grandpa's. That is where I learned, one of the places I learned to love all things animals. Being little kids out on the farm with Grandma, we had to find all the baby kittens, and she'd have baby chicks, and we'd have bottle calves to feed. So obviously we stayed busy, very busy, and most of that busyness was outdoors. Well, when you have 6 grandkids to run around at the farmstead, even the chickies and the bottle calves and the kittens couldn't keep us busy all the time. So of course we had BB guns and we target practice and have all kinds of adventures. I would say that we were an imaginative group of kids. I would say that that's a fair way to put our life. Did we always behave in our adventures? Some of them were a little crazy. But our favorite adventures involved an old combine that my grandpa had out in the pasture. I can't even tell you anything about it besides it was orange, except that it had a key. And when you would turn that key, a little light would come on, and that would signal the start of the newest adventure. So usually we would take turns as to who got to structure the adventure, be the leader. Sometimes it was myself because I'm the oldest of all of them. And then my sister Mindy and my cousin Jennifer and my cousin Billy and my brother Patrick. Usually we'd take turns, and usually we'd all get along and we'd have these grand adventures. Often that combine was a ship, and the calves, because it was in the yearling calf pasture, and you know, they're silly. Yearling calves are very silly. So you always had to like hurry up, get to the combine, and then you were safe. And the calves were either sharks or pirates or who knows what we had for the day and who knows what it was. So that combine was a ship, a barge, a wagon, a spaceship, you name it, it was something. Until one day, there might have been a sibling squabble, maybe possibly, and next thing we know, this precious key that turned on the light was sailing through the air. And some said person, who I will not name, who is my younger brother, has a really good throwing arm. And he pitched that key, and it went far beyond the tall grass in the pasture where you could kind of find things, into the cornfield, where you couldn't find anything. So, that changed our physical key to be able to turn on that light and start every adventure. So we had to get more creative. We didn't stop playing, and we always end up forgiving those who throw away keys. Most of the time. No, all the time. So I had to ask my sister if we found the key or not, and we never did find the key because I didn't remember. It did change our adventures, but what was always consistent is the fact that that key was the start of our imagination. It was a link to imagination revealed. It added something tangible. And, you know, I'll never forget. Just a little switch, and there was the light, and the adventure would begin.
I was looking through the keys the other day, and I found one. It's in here. Did it not make it back in here? Here it is. Anybody been to Epcot Center? Yeah. Do they call it Epcot Center anymore? Yeah. So I found this key ring. It did bring back memories. It was my mother's key ring. I remember, like, when I was really young, I'd like, pull it out of her purse and she'd yell at me to put it back in, stuff like that. It brought back really good memories on my time down there and things like that. And then I was digging some more, and I found this one. And it says Wheels and Spokes, and it's a classic auto display and body shop in Hays, Kansas. And I remember going there with my father all the time. And actually, the keys that are on here are ones that go to a vehicle that I still have from way back in the day. So that was good to keep your keys. Another set. This is exciting to me right now.
This is why we have a bucket of keys.
Yeah, so this one says 1982 Dodge Tan car hauler. Memories floated in about the adventures that we had. One memory in particular was on a cold, gray November. It was sleeting. I can't remember what vehicle was on the rear ramp because it was like a rollback, but it wasn't. We had picked up at an auto auction the Friday before, but we were heading south on I-29 just out of Fargo. Standing in the cold was a man with a bulging backpack just off the freeway on an on-ramp. We stopped, backed up to him. Tracy, after hiding all of our small valuables in random pockets while I was backing up, jumped into the back with our two very young girls. And he slipped into the warm and dry front seat. He was heading south, as were we. We had some small conversations here and there until he had a confession to make, which included an encounter with the North Dakota Highway Patrol. An HP picked him up on the freeway and brought him to an exit where it was legal to hitchhike at that point, where on the freeway it isn't, evidently. This is where we found him. The time between the HP and us, there was another individual who had stopped. He had insisted the hitchhiker take a Bible, but would not give him a lift to a warm place. Listening to the story and how it, or where it was going, he informed me reluctantly he left the book on the side of the wet road because he had no room for it. I wondered at the time if it was the best, but thought it strange that the person didn't give him something better or different to help in the situation at hand. Our Pathfinder felt bad about leaving the Bible. Our passenger, not Pathfinder. Although,
Pathfinder is that little guy on the dash that has the
seatbelt there?
the sash.
He's
That's
with
a Pathfinder.
He's with me all the time. But then we began to chat about how people would rather give objects to make themselves feel good than to be inconvenienced, like giving him a ride to the next gas station. Then, when given the opportunity to go out of his way to help someone, please do. It will change your life and the others around you. People notice not who or what you're associated with, but you as an individual. Instead of giving a book to someone in the cold sleet, give them shelter and conversation. I seldom think of this encounter, but a simple key ring triggered an unforgettable encounter.
This podium is too tall. Now it's my turn for hug the keys. This one. Key ring on it, the keychain, it says Ryan. We were looking through these, and here is an old master lock key. And we're very, very certain that this is the key to our first house. Here's some food for thought for you guys. Okay, 29 years ago, Mr. P and I were sitting like you guys are, up for graduation. 6 months later, we had a key to our house. Now, I am not promoting that our kids go out and get married right away. That is not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, the keys to life can sometimes do some different things. Had you asked me when I was sitting there if I would be married in 6 months, I would have laughed at you. But I made a good choice. So, this set of keys that has our house key on it reminds me of how footloose and fancy-free we were at your age. We owned the world. We were on top of the world. We made our own rules. We were adults now. We did also get to pay our own bills. But that's what you do. So this key for the house represents freedom. It represents a new chapter in your lives, in our lives. It was a time that also made me and still makes me feel comforted, safe, free, adult, responsible, secure. I always tell my children that home is where your family is, and so now I'm telling that to you guys. It's the same thing, home is where your family is. So look to your right, you guys too, look to your left, okay? Behind you, in front of you. This is our family, all of us. Joshua 1:9. Mr. Way touched on the do not be afraid, and I'm going to touch on the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Here, there, everywhere. And so is our bucket of keys.
The automotive sector is a beautiful place to crash into. There are things like red keys versus black key, and red key fobs versus black key fobs. Anybody know about that? Nobody? Look it up. They represent the red key fob versus a black key fob. That would be the equivalent to fire sauce versus ketchup. Does that make sense? Okay. Raspberry sorbet versus vanilla. Dodge versus Chevy.
Catch the order.
Yes. A simple key starts the lifeblood, the engine, the heart of the vehicle. If the key you have does not have the correct cuts, blade, or even the shoulder properly filed into it, it won't open the door or start the vehicle. This can be true in your personal lives as well. Make sure the keys to life are the correct ones and not just the pretty ones. Be true to yourself. Don't hide behind one that was created by a counterfeit. Take the true keys, open the doors of possibilities, and walk through them. If those doors literally are the worst one can imagine, and I don't mean things like you're late for work, you drive a Ford, or your steak was well done. I mean stuff, serious stuff. Don't throw that key away. Keep it, learn from it, build on it. Life sucks sometimes, and we all know it. And I'm hoping by the time you are our age, you will have a bucket of keys as big, if not bigger, than ours. If you do, you will know your life has been rich with experiences. Experiences you are proud to cherish or have overcome. Great experiences where you have felt joy and not just sorrow.
So you guys have had many people talk to you as individuals this weekend. But we want to do something a little different. We want to give you a physical item for you to have a reminder, as a reminder of the time that you guys have been here at DAA and been part of our family. So, Ryan and I have a gift for you. One is quotes of things that make us think of you. That, we read that quote and we're like, oh man, that totally fits Sabrina. It's it. And then the other is one of these keys. So these keys have been a part of Ryan and my life, and each represent a memory of a car or a building or a something that has been a part of our life, and now they're going to be a part of yours. So we're going to start with Nate. Make America great again. This one's from Albert Einstein. Try not to become a man of success, but rather a man of value. Emily, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Dr. Seuss. from REM. It's a music lyric. It says, "Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten." Sabrina. "Keep smiling because life is a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about it." And that's from Marilyn Monroe. And the other one is, "You were born with the ability to change someone's life. Don't waste it." That's by Dale Partridge. Next, on to Haley. "People are going to tell you who you are your whole life. You just got to punch back and say, no, this is who I am. You want people to look at you differently? Make them. You want things to change? You're going to have to go out there and change them yourself, because there are no fairy godmothers in this world." That's Emily Swan. And the other one is, "Success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit." And that's Conrad Hilton. Then we come to Wiley. "Play keeps us vital and alive. It gives us an enthusiasm for life that is irreplaceable. Without it, life just doesn't taste good." That's Lucia Capiccioni. And the other quote is by the Rolling Stones. "You can't always get what you want. And if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need." Allison. "If you always do what interests you, at least one person is pleased." And that's a quote from Katharine Hepburn. "Animals are born who they are and accept it, and that is what it is. And they live with greater peace than people do." That's from Gregory McGuire. Isaac. This is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. It says, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." And the other quote is by Snoop Dogg. "Last but not least, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for always trying to do more right than wrong." Skylar. "Be 10% smarter than the equipment you operate." And the other quote is from Bon Jovi. It said, "It's my life. It's now or never. I'm not going to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive." Anna. "Eventually, all things fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moments, and know everything happens for a reason." Albert Schweitzer. And the other quote is from Leanne Womack. It's a song lyric. "And then when you get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you'll dance." Caleb. "A good plan is like a road map. It shows the final destination and usually the best way to get there." Stanley Judd. And the other quote is from Jimi Hendrix. "I'm the one who has to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to." Paul A. "The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks." That's from Mark Zuckerberg. And this is a song lyric by Gloria Gaynor. "Long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live and all my love to give, and I will survive."
We would like to thank the staff, the teachers, the parents of what we'd like to think, actually, as staff, teachers, and parents of what we have done for you all. You know, we'd like to think that we are like, but I look at each of you up here and ponder what you have done for us, for me.
Us.
Yeah.
You're right, us.
To me, the biggest thing you've done is by your consistent reminder to be myself and not care what others think. It is what it is, they say, that sometimes I get like a little emotional. It is what it is, you know, they say. That is the biggest desire for you, to be a 48-year-old with the spirit of an 18-year-old. Use the bucket of keys to remind yourselves to reflect on the good times and stay young at heart.
We love you guys.
We've come to that part of the program where we have some scholarships and presentations to do. Most of the time, when we think of scholarships, we think of further education, but we want to acknowledge that here at DAA, we also want to recognize some other things as well. Some of the vocational aptitudes and skills, and also some of the things that we've come to treasure. And so this morning, we've asked a few students to receive awards that they've actually already received. So I've asked them to stay and give them back to me. So we present these awards in a school meeting so that all of our students can see them and aspire to them. And these first two awards that I'd like to present are the first one is the Caring Heart Award. And this award is given by the Mid-America Union and is presented to the student who most closely exemplifies the spirit of Jesus Christ, seeking and searching for opportunities to make the lives of others better. And we would like to recognize at this time Wiley. And that award comes with a $500 scholarship to be used to further your education, your Christian education, or if you choose to participate in a mission trip. This next scholarship is presented, it's grown out of Plainview Academy, and this one is called the Ron Perkopile Scholarship. It's a South Dakota Student Scholarship, and we want to acknowledge the student who, from South Dakota, in the memory of Ron Perkopile and the memory of the work that we've done in South Dakota over the years, has completed their studies with the greatest of ambition, the greatest of skill, and the greatest of drive. And so we'd like to present this award for $750 to Paule Pue. We also have several awards that are presented from an organization in the state but out of Bismarck. And this particular award is it's called the Honor or the Hero Award, pardon me. And we would like to present this award. This is for people who have given blood, and there's a set requirement for the number of times they have to either give blood or attempt to give blood, and to participate in that program. The first award is presented to Caleb Tichenko. Our second award is for Skylar Longton. third award is being presented to Wiley Garreau. Now we'd like to present some scholarships. These are presented to different skill sets. A number of students have indicated that they will plan to attend university or think about attending university in the near future. And so our Adventist universities have participated in taking a look at what the students are bringing to the table and which of the students they would like to invite and how many dollars they would like to give towards their education. But before I present that one, I want to introduce you to a brand new award. This is the first year that it's being given, and it is an award that is in recognition of other skill sets that we have. I'm going to ask Mr. Ryan Peterson to come back.
I'm wondering why this thing goes down all the time here. Okay. Yes. I've been here a long time. There's been many changes in the automotive program since my start here at DAA. Something exciting that is happening this year is that we are offering an award for 2 seniors. Yes. Generous donors have enabled us to offer an incentive to give our students a jump start in the automotive field. Partnering with Snap-on. These are Snap-on tools if you look down here. Well, they're blue point, but they're Snap-on. They're really good. Anyways. I am thrilled to be able to give away a 155-piece socket and ratchet set, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. And then the metric and SAE sets too, so one of each. Though I'm very proud of all my automotive students, I can only offer this to 2 seniors who have shown much ability, willingness to learn, interest in the automotive repair or similar, okay, and maintenance, and a drive to work towards an end, and that was always important. This is exciting. The first set does go to Skylar Longton Simpson. I do not have a certificate, but when they see those, they can. They don't need a certificate. They can just see them the rest of their life. The second one, I am happy to announce that Wiley Garreau. And I'm very proud of you both. I'm proud of all the automotive students that I have and the construction students. And I'm confident that these tools will benefit you in the future, and I'm hoping that this will actually grow into a construction trade as well for the next year's seniors. Thank you.
It is important, Skylar and Wiley, that you carry your tools around you for the rest of the day. The next scholarship I would like to present is from Southern Adventist University. On behalf of the university, they would like to first of all congratulate the entire class of 2022, and then they would like to present this scholarship based on the students' cumulative high GPA, their ACT and SAT scores, leadership experience, and other qualifying attributes. This scholarship is being presented in the amount of $26,000 to Anna McCarthy. This next scholarship is being presented from La Sierra University, and this is in the amount of $67,472, again, based on high achievement and pursuit of a potential medical career. Anna McCarthy. The next school that is vying for our students' attention, this is being presented from Walla Walla University, and they would like to thank you for all that you put into these years of high school, and they would like to give these to the students who have applied to Walla Walla and have established they have an interest there. The first student receiving a scholarship towards a potential engineering degree is for $50,500, and that's why you were up. This next scholarship is for pursuit of a medical career. It is an amount of $71,500, and it's Pauline Quinn. Is for $55,500, and it's Anna McCarthy. In the midst of all my papers, I was sure I had missed one, and I did. I'm so sorry. I saw colored for it. I have another Hero Award that is to be presented. Emily, you've sat patiently. Emily, this is for you. I'm pleased to introduce to you a representative from our own Union College. Union goes over and above the limits of most universities to take care of their own, and they are going to be presenting some awards to our students and trying to ensure that you all know that you're welcome there. Please welcome Dr. Edel.
Good morning and congratulations Dakota Academy class of 2022. Hopefully many of you have already been to Union College and you know something of the atmosphere on campus where there's a pursuit of excellence both in spirituality, in being godly, and in pursuit of excellence academically as well. We're here to help you. Union College is one of the few schools that actually have a dedicated life coach that's assigned to each freshman student and expansive tutorings to help you get through some of those harder classes. So, how does Union College help you unlock your potential? Let me tell you a story about Jeff. Jeff arrived at Union College his first year. He was excited about being there. His two sisters were there. He had a great time his first year. But his goal of becoming a doctor somehow just didn't seem like it was going to materialize. At the end of his first year, Jeff really wasn't sure what he was going to do. Things hadn't gone well that year, and he didn't know quite what to do, and he'd always kind of felt this tug of God calling him to enter into ministry, but that just didn't seem to be who he was. His second year, he met a fellow student named Jose Miguel Marin. Jose Miguel came from Angwin, California, where Pacific Union College is. But Jose had chosen to come to Union College because he really liked the idea of a smaller school that was devoted to spiritual and academic excellence. And he found it and was very happy there. And yet he sensed in Jeff a real need. And he took Jeff under his wing and began to pray with Jeff, began to meet with Jeff, have Bible studies with Jeff, and Jeff began to really grapple with what it meant for him to follow Jesus with his whole life. He felt that call to ministry, but he just wasn't sure, and so he decided to do something I don't recommend doing, but he did it anyway. He said, Lord, I really like that girl. If she shows up at my workplace tomorrow, I'll know you want me to be a pastor. I would not recommend this approach. He hadn't seen her for a week or two, and he was at his workplace the next day, and his friend said, hey, look who's coming up to the deck. And he turned around, and there she was. He'd forgotten totally about his promise. He looked at her and said, oh no, I guess I'm going to follow Jesus and go into ministry. And he did. Jose McGill graduated last year, had a job before he left school, and Jeff this year graduated in his theology program and had a job before he left for school. That's what we do at Union College. We care for each person individually. As you've discovered, as I've discovered being here this weekend, your teachers here care for you. And that's what we do at Union College as well. I'm going to tell you just a couple other things that are important for you to recognize here. Union College is ranked among the top tier of the Midwest regional colleges by U.S. News & World Report. It's also one of the best value colleges. And when you go and compare the scholarships I'm going to give to the ones that have already been passed out, that's not all there is to think of in terms of paying for your college education. Give you some hints on that in a second here. Union College Nursing School also posted the best first-time pass rate in the entire Midwest for number 5 the last 5 years or so. 90% of our business graduates have a job or go to graduate school by the time they're graduating. Seniors in International Rescue and Relief, one of the really coolest programs on campus, spend a semester in a place overseas. Last year they went to Malawi for 8 weeks. And at our last count, there were over 70 Union College graduates who were CEOs, Chief Executive Officers, or CFOs, Chief Financial Officers, in hospitals and healthcare systems across the country. So we're proud of our graduates. We think that we do an excellent job of preparing students for life. Almost every one of our graduates goes into a mentorship program and actually gets a chance to work in the field that they're going into before they graduate. And so today we have some incentives to encourage students here at Dakota Adventist Academy to come to Union College. We actually have a total of $128,000 that we're awarding today. And in addition to that, many of our graduates will receive needs-based scholarships from Union College. So the amount that I'm giving away today in these scholarships is added to by other scholarships, and that's why I encourage you to read carefully what's on this certificate. It's going to describe to you how you go to a particular website and you put in all of the things from all of the financial aspects, and you come up with the exact amount of money that you're going to need to pay, and compare it before you go someplace else. Compare it, because you might find the union is the best value. At least that's what U.S. News & World Report says. These scholarships I'm going to be awarding today are merit awards. They're divided over 8 semesters. So freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years, and they're guaranteed for 4 years up front. So these go to students who have applied and been accepted to Union College, and if you haven't yet applied, there's still a chance for you to get one of these awards as well. In addition, Union has launched a new Bridge to Union Scholarship, and in that scholarship, Union will cover all of the tuition after federal financial aid for any Pell Grant eligible student whose family makes less than $60,000. So that means 0 additional tuition beyond your federal financial aid. That's pretty significant. So as I read your names, I invite the recipients then to come forward and receive your award certificates. And I want to first recognize Haley Garrett, $16,000. Next, Skylar Longton, $20,000. Sabrina Douglas, $20,000. Anna McCarthy, $32,000. And finally, Pale Pue, $40,000. So to all our graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments. And no matter where God leads you to go, our prayer is that He will guide you and give you peace and joy.
It was 43 years ago I sat on a stage just like that. And it makes you start feeling old when all of your own children are older than this crowd. But here's the reality. Age is not the important thing. It's focus. And when I look at what's printed inside of this program this morning, there's a sentence, a phrase that stands out. You know your class aim? I shouldn't do that. School's over, right? It's not test time. But for those who have access to that, there's 3 words. Onward and up. Had a lot of different scholarship presentations that's been given. There's one that hopefully you are aware of, but it's not part of this. Because there are people who want to see our Dakota kids, and including some Minnesota kids, who attend Union College. There is a lot of money that's available annually. Last year, we had a hard time giving it away. Because you have to actually apply for it a certain way. Want more information, see me. This next step, the onward, is a pretty significant reality. There are parts of the world that think that a high school graduation is the highlight of life. I want to pause. Okay? This is important. This is necessary. This is crucial. But is it the end? If the best day of your life is today, what kind of future are you looking at? See, onward means that there's a tomorrow. And what that tomorrow brings, I don't know. But I would hope that as good as today is, there's better tomorrows. Yes or no? Because that onward reality. And that's for all of us. If we live life in the rearview mirror, does life start to become pretty narrow and pretty closed in? Onward. I don't know what your tomorrow is going to bring. But as you walk the halls here, there is a memory of all who've gone before. Ever stopped and looked at those pictures? One of the fascinating things I've had as I've traveled the country and been to different academies, everybody looks the same from those eras. Have you noticed that? As different and unique as we think we are, well, kind of look the same at different times. And as I look at the pictures on the wall, Some of those people from decades ago, they looked so much older than they actually were. Or is that just my distorted reality? Lining the hallways of this school are people who have gone on, who've done significant, who've served faithfully, who've made a difference in so many regards. There has been an onward reality. And I have this wish for you. Today is important. This is a highlight, this is a pinnacle. But tomorrow's coming. Move on. The Dakota Conference, the Dakota Adventist Academy, it's not an us and them. It's a we. We are committed as a conference to the good of our students, the good of our staff, the good of our school. Because we want to see this onward reality continue. But there's one other aspect of your motto. It's onward and what? Upward. I love graduations. I love the opportunity to look at what's been done, to highlight the unique gifts and skills. And here's the reality. Is being a doctor better than being an excellent auto mechanic? No. Be the best you that God's made you to be. Whatever that may be. Use those gifts and skills to God's glory. Make a difference in the lives of others. Be a person who is investing in others. Because soon you will also have keys you accumulate, but you have keys you're also going to be giving. Opening doors for others, providing opportunities for others. You become the change agents in other people's lives. But the most important upward reality that I can speak of, and this is for all of us gathered here today, this group sitting here on the stage, and this group gathered to celebrate. There's one more graduation. It's not college. It's not a master's. It's not a doctorate. Been there, done that. There's one more graduation that matters way more than just today. It's that day when we will hear those words, well done. Not just because you got a 3.95 GPA. Not just because of a scholarship. No. It's a different ceremony where a different master offers words to all of you assembled. Well done, my good and faithful servants. I want you to enter into an eternal joy, because that's the graduation that matters. In the 10 years I had a privilege of teaching at an academy, I said to my class every year, my class, this Bible class, it's the most important one you're going to take. And guess what the response was? Yeah, right. And here's why. If you become gifted and skilled and talented, but lose a moral code and a compassion for humanity, you become a dangerous person. Because what the world needs more is committed followers of Jesus Christ, who are honorable in all of their endeavors and pursuits. Because smart people without a godly worldview are very dangerous people. And so I would challenge you. I do not want this to be the last time we assemble. I would challenge you to realize that whatever tomorrow is going to bring, the upward is the most important. Every day. Lord, what would you have me to do to serve you today? Lord, what can I do today to be a benefit to someone else? Lord, how can I best reflect you? Because I want to hear said of every one of you, and every one of us as well, well done, my good and faithful servants.
We're going to invite our vice principal for next year, Giovanna Adams, to come up. She will be presenting the candidates for graduation. I'm pleased to announce that I've checked the records and I've compared everything and all of our students stand ready to receive their graduation. I'm actually early, so I'm going to have Giovanna and I step aside, and Caleb, come on up.
Can we also have our class sponsors come to the stage? Please and thank you.
Okay, so while we're waiting for the other thing to be set up, I'm going to talk about our class gift. We got 2 things for the school. The first is just, I don't know if it's for any specific department, but we got a color printer, a brand new color printer, and I believe some ink to go along with it. And then, along with that, for the music department, we got a brand new acoustic 5-piece drum set, which is sitting over there. It's really fun to play, and I hope to teach some kids how to play.
So now we have our class got our sponsors a gift, so now we're going to give them.
Okay, I'd like to invite Mark Petrowski and Ben Yasenko to join Mr. O'Chair. Skylar Ryan Longden Susan. Caleb James Tichenko. Wiley Vincent James Guerrero. Sabrina Simone Douglas. Haley Grace Garrett.
Oh, funny!
Nathaniel Kent Blackburn. Emily Jean Davidson. Allison May Hoffman. Kyungmin Kim. Anna Mae McCarthy. Pauline Pui.
Lower than it's been today, yeah. The Alumni Association would like to welcome you as the newest class to join the Alumni Association. A famous author, business author, Napoleon Hill, once wrote, "A great achievement is usually the result of great sacrifice, and never the result of selfishness." Please continue that throughout the years. Share your successes, share your achievements with the Academy, with the Alumni Association, and we will celebrate with you as you hit those milestones. Welcome to the Alumni Association.
Bow your heads with me as we close in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you that all of us seniors were able to make it this far. Be with each of us as we go our separate ways, whether that be to college or straight to work. Thank you for being with all these people that came up here, giving them safe travels. Help all of us to have safe travels back, and just be with all of us. And thank you for getting us this far. Amen.
Friends, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the senior class of 2023.